Good morning. Can you hear me clearly? Good morning. Can you hear me clearly? I would like you to confirm using the question panel or the comment panel if you can hear me clearly. Now, at the beginning, and several people couldn't hear me clearly, so I had to start again this webinar. But I want to confirm me if you are hearing me clearly. Thank you for your confirmation. So, welcome to this webinar. I'm VLAN configuration with Reyee Wi Fi system. My name is Byron Almendares, and it's a pleasure for me to be here with you for this webinar. Before we begin, I would like you to download the Reyee app on your smartphones. It is available for free on Google Play, in the Apple's App Store, and the Huawei's App Gallery. And please register in the Reyee application and then scan the QR code displayed in this presentation. This will enable you to download a demo project in your app, and you will also be registered as participant for this webinar. So let's begin. What is a VLAN? A VLAN or virtual local area network is a network technology that allows a single physical network to be partitioned into multiple logical networks. As we can see in these images, by using VLANs, we can partition a physical network into multiple virtual networks. And here are some of the benefits of creating VLANs. First, network segmentation. What is that? Well, in a traditional network, all devices connected to the same switch are in the same broadcast domain and can communicate with each other directly. A VLAN allows dividing this network into multiple segments, each acting as a separate network. This helps to reduce unnecessary traffic like broadcast and improve security, as devices in different VLANs cannot communicate with each other directly. Second, improve security. By segmenting a network into VLANs, network traffic can be isolated within each VLAN. This isolation helps prevent sensitive data from being accessible to unauthorized users and reduce the risk of malicious attacks within the network. The third benefit is better traffic management. VLANs can help in managing network traffic more efficiently by segregating different types of traffic, such as voice, data, and video, into separate VLANs. Network administrators can ensure better quality of service for critical applications. And flexibility and scalability. What is that? Well, VLANs provide flexibility as they allow network administrators to group devices together based on logical functions instead of physical locations. This makes network changes and expansions easier to manage. And cost efficiency, very important. VLANs can reduce the need for expensive network upgrades and or additional hardware by optimizing the use of existing bandwidth and infrastructures. Some VLANs are widely used in enterprise environments, educational institutions, and by service providers to better organize networks and improve their security and efficiency. Let's take a look at this video.
With the network technology development, more and more network engineers have begun to use VLANs to avoid traffic conflicts. But lots of engineers are facing problems. The VLAN configuration is complicated on routers and switches. I don't know how to do it. Network still works well even without VLAN. Difficult to do troubleshooting with VLAN setting. It is better not to configure it. Reyee Cloud is the world's leading cloud solution, and with VLAN visualization, you can solve all of the above problems. First, it turns out that 80% of SMB network conflict problems can be solved by using VLAN. Second, VLAN can be easy added by just 3 simple steps in network planning features, wired or wireless. Easy to use VLAN configuration will liberate network engineers' productivity. Any system integrator has the chance to touch big projects. Third, VLAN traffic and associated devices in the network are visualized and can be easily managed, which we called VLAN visualization. That is not the end. Once a VLAN-related failure occurs in the network, Reyee Cloud can also provide you with alarms and workaround. What are you waiting for such a simple VLAN visualization solution? Cloud, make your business easy.
Now, let's see a practical demonstration. I'm going to create the VLANs using the Reyee Cloud. So I'm going to create my smartphone. Please wait a moment until the create. That's it. Now the first step is to open the Reyee app. And then we had to select our project. In this case, I'm going to select the VLAN webinar project. And we had to go to the workspace, advanced menu, and we look for the actions VLAN config. And the network planning will be displayed. Now we can see the management VLANs, the number 1 that is created by default. But if we had to create another VLANs, it's very easy. We just had to tap on the add button, and we had these 2 options. We can create a wireless VLAN or a wired VLAN. I'm going to show you how to create a wired VLAN. First, we had to enter a name for the VLAN. In this case, I'm going to enter VLAN Office 1. Or VLAN 1 for VLAN 1. And then VLAN number 10. I want to create the VLAN number 10. And then we had to enter a VLAN ID. We can enter a range uh, um, 2 to 232 and 234 to 4060. I'm going to enter the number 10 for this VLAN. Then we had to click on next. Now we had to select the devices in which we had to configure this VLAN. We can see the topology, logical topology of my project. In this case, I am going to select my switch because I am creating a wired VLAN. So I had selected my switch, and now we had to select the port in which we want to configure this VLAN. I'm going to select the port number 5 and 6. Then click on next, and we can see the configuration that will be applied. So to configure this subnet VLAN 10, the configuration will be delivered to the following two devices. As we can see here, the router and the switch. Now we have to confirm this configuration by click on the OK button. And the configuration is in progress. And that's it. We have already created our VLAN. Now, if we tap on network planning, we can see the traffic from our VLAN. The VLAN number 1, management, and the VLAN number 10. Now I am going to create a wireless VLAN. Tap on Add button, and I'm going to select the wireless option to create a wireless VLAN. To enter an SID, a name for the Wi-Fi. In this case, I'm going to enter Wi-Fi VLAN 30. We can enter a password. And then click on next button. And that's it. We can see all the configuration that will be applied. If we go back, and we can enter a name for the VLAN in this case, and I'm going to enter Wi-Fi 40 for this VLAN, and I'm going to select or to enter the 40 number. And then click on next button, and that's it. Now we just had to configure this configuration. As we can read here, to configure the SANET Wi-Fi 40, the configuration will be delivered to the following three devices: the IP, the router, and the switch. I'm going to confirm this configuration by clicking on OK button. And the configuration is in progress. And that's it. We have already created this wireless VLAN. If we tap on network planning, we can see the traffic from the VLAN we have already created, VLAN number 10 and VLAN wireless VLAN number 40. As you can see, it's very easy to create a VLAN using the Reyee Cloud and the network planning in the app. But I'm going to show you how to create these VLANs using the website. So I'm going to create mine with the browser. The first step is to log in to the cloud, Reyee Cloud. And then we had to select the project in which we want to create the VLAN. In this case, this is the project, VLAN webinar for today. Here we can see the topology, and there are many ways to create VLANs using the Reyee Cloud through the website. But today I am going to show you the simplest method. So if we look at the left side panel, we can see these options. Smart Config. Click on Smart Config and we can see these features. In configuration panel, we can see the add wireless VLANs and create wireless VLANs. So I want to create a wire VLANs. Click on Configure. And here we can see the traffic for the VLAN I have already created from my smartphone using the app. VLAN number 40 and VLAN number 10. To create another VLAN from this, we had to click on Add the button, and I am going to create a wired VLAN. So click on Add Wired VLAN. And now we had this fourth step. First, network parent. In service remarks, we had to enter a name for the VLAN. In this case, I'm going to write VLAN Office 5. And we had to enter in VLAN ID. As we can see here, we can enter a number in the range of 2 to 232 or 234 to 4060. I'm going to choose the number 50 for this VLAN. And as we can see, the default gateway will be automatically filled. The DHCP port is enabled by default. The IP segment is automatically filled as well. And the ASI IP front for this project is the gateway by default. So we had to click on next button. And the next step is this. We had to select the device in the left topology and then click or drag to select the switch port for wired client. So I'm going to select the switch and then I'm going to select the port in which I want to create this VLAN, port number 8 and port number 9 to assign to this VLAN number 50. Then click on next, and to ensure that the work takes effect, configuration will be delivered to these two devices. So we can see here, all of this configuration will be applied. To confirm this, click on Apply button, and the configuration is in progress. And that's it. We have already created the VLANs. We have some tips. If there are non-connected IPs in the project, you can plan switch ports for connecting to these IPs in advance. So we had to click on OK buttons, and we had these two options. If you want to continue creating another VLANs, we can click here. But if we want to just check the network traffic from the VLAN we have already created, just we had to click here and check network button. And here we can see the traffic from these VLANs we have already created. And as you can see, it's very easy to create VLANs using the Reyee Cloud. I want to create a wireless VLAN. Refresh the web page, and then I'm going to try again and click on add the wireless VLAN. Now we just had this fourth step. First, the WLAN access. We had to enter a name for the Wi-Fi. In this case, 6. We can enter a password or write a password if you want. Password must be a string of 8 to 16 characters, and then click on next. Here in service remarks, we had to enter a name for this VLAN. I'm going to enter VLAN Office number 6, and we had to enter in VLAN ID. I'm going to enter the number 60, and if you can appreciate, the default gateway is automatically filled. The DHCP pool is enabled by default, and the IP segment is automatically filled as well. Then click and next button. And to ensure that the work takes effect, configuration will be delivered now to 3 devices. First, the IP, the router, and the switch. To confirm this configuration, just click on Apply button. And the configuration is in progress. The Reyee Cloud shows us a tip. If there are not connected IPs in the project, you can plan switch port for connecting to those IPs in advance. You can click on Tab to plan for doing this, or OK for checking the network traffic. As I told you before, we had these 2 options. If you want to continue creating another wireless VLAN, you can click on Continue to Add. But if you want to check the network traffic, just click on Check Network. And we can see here the topology and the traffic in all those VLANs we have already created. And it is very easy to edit the configuration of the VLANs just by clicking on the configuration button here. We can edit the param if you want and if it is necessary. So as you can see, create VLANs using Reyee Cloud, it's very easy. Well, my dear attendees, this brings us to the end of this webinar. If you have any question or comment, please feel free to write them in the question panel, and I will be happy to answer them. So it seems that everything is clear. Well, it has been my pleasure to be with you today in this webinar, and have a great day. Farewell.